Alrighty, welcome into the Gary Ayd Show here on The Cave, cavetalkradio.com and the Cave Talk Radio app. It's great to have you aboard. Gary Ayd with you. And we got a lot of good stuff to talk about tonight. Ton of local guests. We'll have Ashley Jordan and Grace Morgan of the OC Bombers. We're going to have Nolan, Ensall, and Colin Brogan of the OC Smash. We'll have not one, but two questions of the day today. We may get Randy Zelia to stop by as well from Back Sports Page. Obviously, a lot to get to about the draft last night. We'll do that in hour two. I wanted to start off today, though, with one thing. I was thinking about this the other day. You know, this time of year, everyone talks about October. But really, this time of year, late April into mid-June, is almost as busy as October. You know, because October, you got football's regular season. You got, of course, the beginning of hockey, the beginning of the NBA. Baseball's in the playoffs of the World Series. So it's kind of like the known thing for sports fans, right? Like the known month. But think about what we're at right now. And it's, you know, the same way every year on this sports calendar, of course. You have end of April, beginning of May, like right now. You have the NFL draft, right? And, you know, in the NFL's world, the draft is, you know, almost as big as a game in a lot of cases. So you got the NFL draft, you got the NBA playoffs, you got the NHL playoffs, and you have baseball in full swing. It's not that different. The only real difference, if you really think about it, is that, you know, it's not sustained as much because it's not a full schedule of games week after week with the NFL because it's the draft. But for this couple of week or so, like the first week of May, we'll call it last week of April, first week of May, for like 10 days, right? It's kind of everything, you know? And so it's not quite as loaded as October, but in some ways, depending on your preference of sports, you could argue it's better. Like for me, for example, being the basketball fan that I am, I love the fact that it's playoff basketball right now and not start of the regular season basketball. There's obviously a big difference, right? If you're a hockey guy, you have to love the fact that it's playoff hockey right now, not just regular season hockey. Big difference. In October, you have regular season of everything except baseball. In April, May, and some of June, you have playoff hockey, playoff basketball, regular season baseball, and a major event in the NFL, the draft. So, to be honest, I don't know what I prefer better. I think I like now better because I love the playoff atmosphere. You have two of the four sports in playoff mode. In October, it's just one. It's just baseball. And really, two of the four are in almost like preseason mode. You know, like it's just the very beginning of the regular season for hockey and the NBA during October, right? Football's in mid-season form by then. Baseball, of course, is in postseason form, but the other two are sort of in like just the very beginning. This time of year, you have two in playoffs. One, baseball is beyond early season rust. It's not quite mid-season, but you're midstream, right? So, and then football is just the big event. I tell you what, I love this time of year. I really do. It's really, really cool. And I'll tell you this, if you're a fan of upsets, you got some cooking right now. If Anselmo was with us, I would ask him about the Kraken. I know they were beating Colorado, which was, I guess, like a major possible upset. Game 6 in that series is tonight. So the Kraken are up 3-2 against, I believe the Avalanche were considered the favorites to win the whole cup. Obviously, I'm not a big hockey guy, but I'm just trying to make a point here. If you're into upsets, that one's on the horizon. You have, I don't know if you count it an upset by seeding it is. The Lakers are a game away from beating the Grizzlies tonight, a 7-2. We know the Heat handled the number one seeded Bucks. So if you're into upsets, you've had a few. Boston finally knocked out Atlanta. They played around with that too long. They kind of played with their food, as I like to say, but they got it done in the end. So that's not going to be an upset. But I was talking to someone at a coffee shop I go to the other day about sort of the rarity of the 1-8 first round playoff defeat in the NBA. And, you know, he was a very good sports fan, young guy, really passionate, knows his current league, knows his stuff. I'm a history nerd. And so, that was an area where, maybe he can learn a little bit from me. I was learning a little bit from him. It was a good conversation. Anyway, I was talking to him about this, and I was trying to rattle off the top of my head how many times a 1 and an 8 an 8 has beat a 1 in the NBA playoffs. And if I got them all, I think it's just 4. It's this one that just happened, Milwaukee losing to Miami. The Knicks in 99 must have done it because they were an 8 seed that went to the finals. So obviously they would have beaten the 1 seed. Now, back then, that was first round was a best of 5, not a best of 7, but still. The Golden State Warriors beat the Mavericks, I believe, in 2007 with Baron Davis, Monta Ellis, and those guys. I believe that was a 1-8. And then the Denver Nuggets beating the Seattle Sonics as a 1-8 matchup in the mid-90s. I want to say 94, maybe. I don't know if there's another example. So, and this is what I love about the NBA playoffs. Like the very thing I think a lot of people don't like, I love, which is this idea that generally speaking, the higher rated teams survive. 4-5, and even to an extent 3-6 matchups are more coin flips in a lot of cases, especially the 4-5. But usually a 1 seed is pretty impenetrable in the NBA playoffs. And I like that because not only do you get a better product later in the tournament, but it also is like a oh wow type of effect when something like this happens. I mean, it took Superman effort for this Miami series to happen, right? Like Miami didn't play particularly well. Jimmy Butler played like a god. Like, let's call it what it is. I mean, they averaged 100 and whatever points, 127 points in the series. But Butler averaged like 50. He averaged probably, no exaggeration, probably somewhere around 35 or 40% of their points for the whole series. So I was talking to Ensall about this the other day. His voice is getting better, by the way. I don't know if he'll be able to do a whole show anytime soon, but he's definitely sounding better. So it's nice to be able to at least talk to him a little bit off the air sometimes. So he's definitely still involved, just to give you that quick update. But in talking to him, we disagreed on this a little bit. I'm not a believer in the Heat yet. I'm not. Butler went nuts. He put on a Superman cape. He made sure that they locked up all the kryptonite. He was unreal. That was one of the very best playoff performances I've ever seen in my life. It really was. He basically won that series. Now the Heat got some contributions elsewhere. They played okay, but they won this series because of Jimmy Butler. I don't think he can keep that up. And that's not a knock. I mean, it's just otherworldly. He's not going to average 50 for the whole playoffs or 40 or whatever the heck it was. But it took that type of effort. That was my point. It took that type of effort, that type of circumstance, a Giannis injury, for a 1 to beat an 8. So when it happens, it's a story. When a 1 beats an 8 in the NHL, it's a story, but it's like, a less insane story. When a 16 beats a 1 now in the NCAAs, that used to be an equivalent. Like, wow, it's a little less crazy now. And even when it was maybe more rare, it's still just one game. So it's nowhere near the same thing. anything could happen in one game. You're talking a 5 or a 7 game series, depending on the era we're talking about with the NBA. That's a lot of that's much different. Much different. So I love those type of I like that about the NBA, that these type of upsets don't happen much. And when they do, it's like a really big deal. And rounding this out, you can't get that elsewhere. You can't get that elsewhere. So anyway, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. All right. So let's go ahead and take a quick break. We'll come back. Coming up next, we got let's do the OC Smash. We have Nolan, Ensall, and Colin Brogan. That's next. The Gary Ayd Show here on The Cave.
Coffee Lovers Middletown is now officially home to the home run of our favorite beverage, Days Coffee. Days' patented blend contains approximately 85% less caffeine than other coffees, which makes it better for you, yet unlike decaf coffee, still gives you that great pickup and tastes amazing. Formulated by a retired cancer pathologist, Dr. Grant Lee, Days Coffee is fermented with a patented enzyme that until now required a complex and thus expensive sourcing and production process. With Dr. Lee's formulation, this enzyme's great health benefits can now be brought to your cup quicker, easier, and cheaper than ever before. Here's how you get a hold of this game-changing cup of joe. Go over to radioonlydeals.com and get a $4 gift certificate to Days Coffee for just $2. That's radioonlydeals.com to buy your single-use digital gift certificate for Days Coffee. Radioonlydeals.com. That's radioonlydeals.com. Enjoy the preferred coffee of the Gary Ayd Show. Enjoy Days Coffee.
Do you own a timeshare? Well, face the facts. You made a mistake. You made a bad purchase. A timeshare is not an investment. It's a money pit that continues forever. If you use your timeshare, that's great. But if you don't and you want to legally get out of your contract, call my friends right now at the Timeshare Exit Hotline. They're an experienced team of lawyers who help good people like you get out of a timeshare contract that they just don't want. Don't throw away your money on maintenance fees. Use it for things you really want. We can help you end your timeshare contract and stop the money drain immediately. If you are ready to move on with your timeshare, call our team right now.
Cancel your timeshare now with a free call. 800-741-9557. 800-741-9557. 800-741-9557. That's 800-741-9557. If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. Ouch! Well, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers. If you administer insulin 3 or more times per day or use an insulin pump, call now and learn how a CGM can help you.
Painless. No more pricking my finger.
No finger pricks.
Convenience. They delivered it free and they took care of all the paperwork.
You can reduce pain right away. Plus, it's accurate, easy to use, and helps you spend more time in range. And if you have insurance, you can get a new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. Call now and get free shipping of your new CGM. Plus, we'll bill your insurance for you. 800-826-5884. 800-826-5884. 800-826-5884. That's 800-826-5884.
All righty. Welcome back to the Gary Ayd Show here on The Cave. I am joined now by one of our OC Smash Players of the Week, Nolan Ensall. What's going on, Nolan? How are you?
Good, and yourself?
Good, man. Thanks for joining us. And first of all, congratulations on a really good week, hitting over 500, over 5 games, multiple RBIs, pitched, played some defense. You got to do a lot this week. What's your favorite part about baseball? What's your favorite element of the game?
Normally pitching, but I'd say sometimes making friends along the way.
There you go. That's cool. What do you pitch right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Right-handed pitcher. Okay, cool. And are you start usually? You come in the relief? Like, how do you usually pitch?
Normally relief, but sometimes I.
Okay, cool. What's your out pitch? You get a guy down to 2 strikes. What are you trying to get him out with?
Fastball.
Good stuff. Cool. Now, talk to me about some of these hits. You got a bunch of hits this week, drove in a bunch of runs. Take me through some of those plate appearances. What were you looking for? What were the circumstances?
Sometimes I just got a fast or slow pitcher, and I just wanted to hit it out of the infield and just drive in a run, put our top.
So, what's your approach at the plate? Are you up there trying to like hit the ball as hard and far as you can, or are you more situational hitting? Are you looking for like, is the defense shifting, or do I have a runner on second? I should hit it to the right field. Like, what's your general approach at the plate?
I don't try to hit it far, but I don't look for like sometimes when the defense is shifting, I just look for a place up the middle where I can hit it, or near the right center gap or left center gap.
Very, very cool. Now, at what age did you start playing baseball? How long have you been playing for?
I've been playing in the yard since I was a few years old. I started playing organized baseball since kindergarten t-ball.
Wow, a really long time. So, how long have you been with the Smash?
Since last year's summer season.
Okay, so pretty new. So what's been did you play travel ball before this or no?
Before, yeah.
Okay. What's been the biggest difference with the Smash versus maybe some other places you've played?
Well, right now I'm on a other 13U team, so it's a smaller field, so I have to get used to it every game.
So it's like, what, the fences are moved in a little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Where of the places you've gone and played at, has there been a favorite location or a favorite place you've played at?
I'd say Ripken Hornet. I'm going to twice this year.
That's in Maryland. Yeah, that's a cool place. I've been there myself. That's a really nice spot. Who's your favorite team and or player?
The Washington Nationals and Max Scherzer.
Max Scherzer. All right. Yeah, he's on the Mets now. He's suspended, unfortunately. What were you from that area? What made you a Nationals fan? You're definitely the first one I've talked to.
I was born right outside of DC.
Ah, okay.
So.
That makes sense. Cool. Where, I guess when you're what do you spend the most time practicing? Like, everyone has an area where there maybe comes a little easier to them, other areas are harder. What's the area that you spend the most time trying to improve on?
Probably my hitting, because before last winter I wasn't really a good hitter, but I went to a training facility and I got a lot better over the winter.
What type of practice were you doing? Was it mostly batting cage stuff? Was it off the tee? Like, what were you like doing to try to improve that hitting?
Really all of it, like pitching machine, tee, bat speed, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Do you like use like heavier bats in practice or something than you would in the game to kind of improve bat speed? Do you do stuff like that?
Yeah, I would use a heavier bat and hit into a tire.
Oh, interesting. I never did that one before. So what is, there's like a big, like a truck tire that you like hit the ball into? Like, what is that?
No, you would hit the bat against the tire and try to have as least bounce back as possible.
Oh, I see. That makes sense. Hey, I just want to ask your dad one thing real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian. So I'm curious, have you had other kids go through travel ball, or is Nolan your first here?
He is my first, but I also have a younger son who is 8, who is also playing on Smash. He's on a Smash 8U team.
I see. So you're both in the same organization. What's been the biggest adjustment for you guys as a family coming into travel ball?
All of the travel. It's a lot of travel. But it's good, though. It's all local travel, and it's really enjoyable watching the boys play and meeting the new families that we get to travel with.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. What's been the biggest difference you've seen in maybe Nolan's game or just overall development from being associated with the Smash and just travel ball in general?
I think, like Nolan said before, his hitting really improved after we went to this team training over the winter, and his velocity has really gotten up with pitching since he used to have a pitching coach, and again at the team facility was doing a lot of pitching there. So he's definitely improved a lot, both of those aspects.
That's cool. And I guess the last thing I would ask you is if you were going to advise a new family to kind of that might be looking at putting a child into a travel program for the first time, what advice or information would you give them? What would you tell them?
I would tell them to make sure your kid likes baseball, of course, and really loves it, because it's a lot of travel and it involves a lot, but it's a lot of fun. As long as the kid really enjoys it, I think you're going to have a really good time.
There we go. All right. I was going to ask Nolan one more thing here before we wrap up.
Okay.
Hey, Nolan. What's your ultimate goal with baseball? Like, are you hoping to play in college, high school? Like, what are you hoping to achieve with it?
I'm hoping to play as long as I can, just have as much fun as I can with all the people that I can.
All right, very good. And you think you'll be mostly a fielder or a pitcher? Where do you see yourself fitting in long term?
I don't pitch that much, because if I do pitch, I pitch a lot of pitches and I have to rest for a while. So fielder sometimes, pitcher sometimes, half and half maybe.
All right. Well, hey, best of luck with it. And thanks for spending some time with us. We appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, man. That's Nolan and Gary Show. Back after this here on The Cave.
Coffee Lovers Middletown is now officially home to the home run of our favorite beverage, Days Coffee. Days patented blend contains approximately 85% less caffeine than other coffees, which makes it better for you, yet unlike decaf coffee, still gives you that great pickup and tastes amazing. Formulated by a retired cancer pathologist, Dr. Grant Lee, Days Coffee is fermented with a patented enzyme that until now required a complex and thus expensive sourcing and production process. With Dr. Lee's formulation, this enzyme's great health benefits can now be brought to your cup quicker, easier, and cheaper than ever before. Here's how you get a hold of this game-changing cup of joe. Go over to radioonlydeals.com and get a $4 gift certificate to Days Coffee for just $2. That's radioonlydeals.com to buy your single-use digital gift certificate for Days Coffee. Radioonlydeals.com. That's radioonlydeals.com. Enjoy the preferred coffee of the Gary Ayd Show. Enjoy Days Coffee.
All righty, welcome into the Gary Ayd Show here on The Cave, and we are joined now by Colin Brogan, one of our OC Smash Players of the Week from the 8U squad. Hey, Colin, how's it going?
Good.
Good. So first of all, congratulations, and how's the season been going so far?
It's been going good.
Yeah. What? How many games have you played so far? About 6 or so?
Yeah.
Cool. Now this week, was there a game or a play? Like, what was your favorite part about the week you just finished?
Pitching.
Oh, you got to pitch. Cool. How many innings did you pitch?
2.
2 innings. Very good. All right. What's your favorite part about baseball? Is it pitching, and do you like hitting or fielding maybe better?
I like fielding.
Yeah. What's your favorite position to play?
Shortstop.
Yeah, shortstop's a cool position. You have a strong arm. You must if you play shortstop, right? You have a strong arm?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Where do you throw left-handed or right-handed?
Right-handed.
Right-handed. Do you bat right-handed too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Where when you play, when you go out to play, do you enjoy maybe a particular place, like a home field or someplace else you've played? Like, where's your favorite place to play?
Brickley Field.
Where's that? Maybe?
In Highland Mills.
Highland Mills. There you go. Very, very cool. How long have you been playing baseball?
Since I was 4.
Wow. Cool. Do you have are you a Yankee fan, a Met fan?
A Yankee fan.
Yankee fan. Who's your favorite player?
Aaron Judge.
Hey, you and all of Orange County, it seems. Everyone loves Aaron Judge. You just like his home runs, or what's your favorite part about him?
He has a good attitude, and I like his home runs.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I like his home runs too. Even though I'm a Met fan, I'm Pete Alonso's my favorite, but Aaron Judge is really cool. What's been your favorite memory from playing baseball so far? This year or another year? Like, what's been like the most fun you've had?
Being 5 and playing up for 7U and getting a walk-off hit for a championship in one of their tournaments.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So you got a walk-off hit. Tell me about that. Where did you hit the ball?
I hit it to the shortstop.
Okay, so the shortstop couldn't get to it?
And then a run scored.
Oh, okay, cool. That's awesome. Hey, I just want to ask your mom a couple of things real quick.
Okay.
Hey, Randy.
Hi, Gary.
Hi.
Hi, Gary.
Hi. So, question: have you had other kids go through travel ball, or is Colin your first?
Colin's actually the baby of our family.
Okay.
He has an older brother and an older sister, and they both have played travel and still play travel.
Okay, very good. Does his brother play with the Smash as well?
No, he's older. He's 15U, and the
Okay.
oldest Smash team right now is 13U.
13, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What's you guys are a baseball family, I take it? Is that how everyone kind of got started, or what's the history there?
Yeah. There's a lot of history, a lot of baseball history. My husband and his brothers played. My brothers have played baseball. We're big Yankee fans. Colin was a couple of days old, I think, and he was at the baseball field watching his older brother. So he's been one of those kids that have been on the field basically his whole life.
Right from the start, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. I love hearing stories like that because my own path in sports was very different. No one in my family played sports. No one even barely knew what the difference between baseball and soccer was. My parents were not into sports. I grew up on a street though with a lot of kids playing sports, so I just kind of got into it that way. And then, it's kind of dragged my family along. And all of a sudden my dad's like, what's this basketball thing? Because that was my sport. I was a basketball player. What's been the biggest, I guess, adjustment or difference you've seen with your Colin or your older son even playing travel ball versus non-travel ball? Where do you find the biggest impact of that experience to be?
It's basically the level of commitment from the families and the kids. My kids all, play Little League still. My oldest aged out, but they play Little League. They like to play for their town. They like to play with their friends from school, but they really like the higher level of competition. They like making, new friends on their travel teams, and really just, they love the tournaments. They love going to tournaments and spending the day with their teammates, having fun in between games. And they're all very, very competitive. So they really like playing for a team that is also competitive, where the kids are a little bit more serious. They're playing to win, and while, still having fun because they're kids, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. All right, I'm going to ask Colin one more thing here before we wrap up. Hey, Colin, last question for you. What's your what are you most looking forward to this year? When you go to play in the game, what's your favorite moment of the game? Is it your first at bat, the first time the ball gets hit to you? What do you look forward to the most during a game?
And the ball first gets hit to me.
Yeah. That's cool. That's pretty cool. Well, hey, have fun this week. Enjoy the rest of your season. Okay.
Okay.
All righty. That's Colin Brogan. This is the Gary Ayd Show. Back after this here on The Cave.
Do you own a timeshare? Well, face the facts. You made a mistake. You made a bad purchase. A timeshare is not an investment. It's a money pit that continues forever. If you use your timeshare, that's great. But if you don't and you want to legally get out of your contract, Call my friends right now at the Timeshare Exit Hotline. They're an experienced team of lawyers who help good people like you get out of a timeshare contract that they just don't want. Don't throw away your money on maintenance fees. Use it for things you really want. We can help you end your timeshare contract and stop the money drain immediately. If you are ready to move on with your timeshare, call our team right now.
Cancel your timeshare now with a free call. 800-741-9557. 800-741-9557. 800-741-9557. That's 800-741-9557. If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. Ouch! Well, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers. If you administer insulin 3 or more times per day or use an insulin pump, call now and learn how a CGM can help you.
Painless. No more pricking my finger.
No finger pricks.
Convenience. They delivered it free and they took care of all the paperwork.
You can reduce pain right away. Plus, it's accurate, easy to use, and helps you spend more time in range. And if you have insurance, you can get a new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. Call now and get free shipping of your new CGM. Plus, we'll bill your insurance for you. 800-826-5884. 800-826-5884. 800-826-5884. That's 800-826-5884.
All righty, welcome back to the Gary Ayd Show here on the Cave. Good stuff from Colin and Nolan right there. Really good stuff. And it's time now to hear from our OC Bombers contingent. Most notably, we have Ashley Jordan and Grace Morgan. Here they are. All righty, welcome into the Gary Ayd Show here on the Cave, and we are joined now by Ashley Jordan and her mother Danielle, 10U Bombers, one of our players of the week. How you doing, Ashley?
Good.
Good. Now, let me ask you this: how long have you been playing softball?
3 years.
3 years, and in that 3 years, is this your first year with the Bombers, or how long have you been playing travel?
I've been playing with the Bombers for 2 years.
2 years. This is your second year. Okay. And what's your favorite part about softball? What's your favorite part of the game?
Like hitting the ball pretty far and like running the bases.
Hey, if you hit the ball far enough, you get to walk around the bases, right?
Uh-huh.
That's very cool. Now, do you hit right-handed or left-handed?
I hit right-handed.
Right-handed, okay. And what positions do you play?
I play second base and all of outfield.
All of outfield, okay. Do you have a preference, like right field, second base, center field? Like, what's your favorite spot to be in?
Right field.
Right field. What do you like so much about right field? What makes it your favorite?
Like most of like the fly balls are hit to like right field.
So you're involved a lot that way.
Yeah.
That's cool. Now, what's been your favorite like memory from playing softball? Is there like a particular hit or a game that you really enjoyed?
So we were playing the Huskies in a scrimmage one time, and I hit it like I got an inside the park home run.
Ooh, cool. Where did the ball go that you got the inside the park home run? Where'd you hit it to?
So it kind of went through the pitcher's legs and then went through the center fielder's legs. So it just rolled all the way to the fence.
Ah, there you go. That's a seeing eye hit right there. That's awesome. Where was that? Do you remember where you were playing?
Saugerties.
Saugerties. Okay, very cool. Who's your favorite? Do you have a favorite player, like softball or baseball player?
Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge, another Yankee fan. I'm telling you, the Yankees need to be paying us commission up here. We're finding their fans all over the place. That's cool. Yeah, no, Aaron Judge is really cool. See, I'm a Met fan. I like Pete Alonso. But Aaron Judge is really cool. Hey, great. I just want to, Ashley, I want to ask your mom just a couple of things real quick.
Okay. Hello.
Hey, Danielle. So what's it like? Obviously you're involved also. What's it like kind of playing the dual role of mom, coach, the whole thing? Like, how's that whole, what's that like?
It's great for me. I think sometimes it's a little harder on my girls because I have high expectations for them, and they know, sometimes when they're, looking at me as, mom, they're going to get coach. But for Ashley, it's a little different. I actually coach my older daughter. So for Ashley, I do get to be more of a mom figure.
Yeah.
But all bombers kind of help each other out. So this weekend, Tia's team came in third place at the Jenny Finch tournament down in Flemington, New Jersey. And I got to be in the dugout and kind of help a little bit, keep the girls focused because they're 10 and they need help doing that.
They need a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. You see, my junior year of high school, junior and senior year, actually, my dad coached my town basketball team that I was a part of. And my dad knew nothing about basketball, like really zero. The only reason he did it is because they needed volunteers. And so it was really awkward for me because I was kind of coaching the coach who happened to be my dad. So it was it was very strange.
Oh, kids do that even if you do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's funny. What's I guess the last thing I wanted to ask you is now that you have two daughters in here, how does that whole thing work for you, juggling two daughters? You're coaching one team, you're sort of coaching the other, not really, but like how does that whole balancing act work? Do you have like an on and off switch, or is it just like does everything just mix together at home and at practice? Like what's that dynamic like?
It's on all the time. But we're lucky. We actually our hometown is where our training facility for the Bombers and our home fields are. So we're very close geographically to our facility. So and it kind of like it's always family time when we're playing because we do all kind of practice together. But we're always talking about softball and baseball at home. We're talking about, breaking down the weekends. I think it's funny. Ashley was talking about how she likes hitting the ball, like home runs and stuff, but she was very successful with her bunting this weekend, which was really awesome to see because she, it was something that she did for her team. So, we're always talking about that, aspect, like how to be a team player, and that's kind of like being a member of a family too. So, it kind of blends together and it has a lot of overlap in regards to the same things that we want to see at home or the same things that we kind of want to see on the field.
No surprise that the player and the kid talks about the home run and the mom and the coach talks about the bunt. It's perfectly predictable right there.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's good stuff. All right, I'm gonna ask Ashley one more thing here.
Sure.
Hey, Ashley, before you go off to soccer practice, last thing I wanted to ask you is there a game or maybe a tournament coming up this year that you're excited about?
All of them.
All of them. Good answer. All right, good. Well, hey, have fun at all of them. Enjoy it. Get some more home runs, and we'll talk to you again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you, Danielle and Ashley. That is Ashley and Danielle Jordan. This is the Gary Ayd Show. Back after this here on The Cave.
Coffee Lovers Middletown is now officially home to the home run of our favorite beverage, Days Coffee. Days patented blend contains approximately 85% less caffeine than other coffees, which makes it better for you, yet unlike decaf coffee, still gives you that great pickup and tastes amazing. Formulated by a retired cancer pathologist, Dr. Grant Lee, Days Coffee is fermented with a patented enzyme that until now required a complex and thus expensive sourcing and production process. With Dr. Lee's formulation, this enzyme's great health benefits can now be brought to your cup quicker, easier, and cheaper than ever before. Here's how you get a hold of this game-changing cup of joe. Go over to radioonlydeals.com and get a $4 gift certificate to Days Coffee for just $2. That's radioonlydeals.com to buy your single-use digital gift certificate for Days Coffee. Radioonlydeals.com. That's radioonlydeals.com. Enjoy the preferred coffee of the Gary Ayd Show. Enjoy Days Coffee.
All righty, welcome back to the Gary Ayd Show here on The Cave, and I am here with Grace Morgan, who is one of our players of the week for the OC Bombers. It's great to have her aboard. Her mom, Brianna, is here as well. Grace, congratulations. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. Yeah, no need to be nervous. I promise. I haven't lost a patient yet. You're good to go. You're in safe hands. So you hit a home run this week. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So,
Have you hit home runs before?
yeah, but many of them were in park, and I never hit one over the fence before.
So this is your first one hitting over the fence then?
No, I didn't hit over the fence this one.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Well, tell me about it. Where'd the ball go?
It went to center field, and then it went behind, like, the center fielder went down to, like, ground the ball, but it went through her legs.
Oh, it went through her legs.
And then it went to the fence. Yeah.
When did you know when you were running the bases? At what point did you think, I'm going to go home?
When I was at third base.
Oh, so okay, got it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, how long have you been playing softball?
For like 3 years.
Okay, very cool. And of that 3 years, have you been with the Bombers the whole time, or when did you join the Bombers?
No, I joined the Bombers this year.
So this is your first year. This is your first time playing travel ball. How do you like it?
I like it a lot.
What makes it different than Little League or where you've maybe played before?
Well, it's a lot more competitive as Little League.
Okay.
And like, you travel more.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many times, this is your first year. How many times have you traveled so far? A bunch or just a couple so far?
Just like a couple.
Okay. That's
3
cool.
times.
3 times. Okay. Has there been a place you've gone in those 3 times that you really liked?
Yeah.
Which one was that?
This weekend.
Where were you?
Diamond Nation.
Okay. Okay, cool. What's your what positions do you play?
I played outfield in that tournament.
Okay. Is that where you usually play, or was it just that tournament you played outfield?
Well, sometimes I play outfield, sometimes I play first or pitcher.
Okay. Do you have a favorite spot to play at?
I like first.
What do you like so much about first base?
I like stretching for the ball when it's getting thrown to me.
Good for you. Yeah, I never liked first base because I could never catch the thing. Say I was a second baseman when I played baseball because I couldn't throw far enough, so I had to play second base. What's your favorite part of softball? Is it hitting? Is it pitching? Is it fielding? Like, what's your favorite part of the game?
I like hitting a lot.
Do you hit left-handed, right-handed?
I hit righty.
Righty. Okay. Do you throw righty too?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you get those weird people that do one with one hand and one with the other.
Yeah.
You have teammates like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See, I do different things with different hands. Like I'm a basketball player. I shoot with my right hand and I write, like if I'm writing a letter or something, I write with my left hand. So
that's funny.
Yeah, I'm all confused. That's what they used to call me in school. They used to say, "You're just confused." I said, maybe. So hey, let me ask you this: what's been the biggest, I guess, what's been the biggest thrill you've had playing softball? Like, what's been your favorite memory or favorite moment in the couple of years you've been playing so far?
Probably All-Stars last year.
Yeah?
Because there's like, we lost and then we won and then we won a couple more and then we lost.
So it was up and down. Tell me about that. Do you remember any particular moment or a game, one of the ones that you maybe won that was particularly fun?
When we beat Cornwall, when we almost won in Cornwall.
Yeah, beat Cornwall, absolutely. We used to try to beat Cornwall in football where I went to high school. We could never beat those guys, so beat them for us. Hey, do you have a favorite like player, either a baseball player or a softball player that you like watching on TV?
I like watching Jenny Finch. Well, she's retired.
Yes.
No.
Yes, she's she was a pitcher, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, I remember her. Okay, cool. Hey, I want to ask your mom just a couple of questions real quick.
Okay.
Hey, Brian.
Hi.
Hey, so is Grace your first child to go through travel programs of any kind?
Yes, Grace is the first one.
So this is the first one in the first year. So you're the perfect person to ask this, because you're a new parent in this position yourself. What would you tell another new parent who is maybe looking to make the same decision you did a couple of months ago and put their first kid into a travel program? What would you tell them to expect or look for? Like, how would you advise them?
And obviously it's a little time consuming, a little bit more practice time out there than just your regular rec league, but the competition is better than obviously rec in your town. So it's taking up a little bit level or another level and challenging them. So I would say it's a great experience and they'll make a whole bunch of new friends in new towns. So I would really recommend it.
What's that like for the parents? Because I mean, one thing that as you get older, I mean, we've all experienced this to one degree or another. Making friends and making time for socialization is hard because you're working, you have your own kids, you got families, you got to cook dinner, you got to run this person there, you got to pay these bills. It just gets so busy, life, as we all know. Does travel in some way help the parents socialize as much as the kids?
Definitely. You make new friends on every team that they're on. Between my son and my daughter, I feel like you meet someone new every single time they play a sport, which is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. So you have a son playing some kind of travel sport as well?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Does he play? Was it baseball, football? I'm just curious.
He plays travel soccer, but then he plays every other sport under the sun. So
travel soccer, cool. And I guess my last question for you is as far as like the effect I mean, I know it's kind of early, you're just getting started here, but have you noticed any early like effects of being involved in travel? Either maybe Grace is getting a lot better at the sport, or maybe some personal development as she kind of gets toward her teen years. Like, have you noticed any effect of being involved in travel on her development?
Definitely. Probably more confidence when she plays more and playing against just a better group of girls her age playing that sport. And I'd say just getting more reps in too.
Yeah. Practice makes perfect, right?
Yeah. So practice does help out for the long run.
All right, that's awesome. Now, I guess one more thing. Did you have any background in softball or sports yourself? Like, what was Grace just like someone that was just like, I want to play sports, or was it like part of the family kind of culture? Like, how did she first come to get into softball?
It was definitely the family culture. I played softball in college.
Okay, yeah. See, I always wonder that because I think that's probably more common. Like, see, I was the first sports person in my entire family, and it was just purely based off of my own interest and where I grew up. My the street I grew up on, all the other families were involved in sports, even though mine wasn't. I kind of brought us into that world.
Yeah, which is your parents probably had a great time.
Yeah, they were like, well, "What is this basketball thing?" That was my sport, was basketball. So they were supportive, but they were confused. They didn't know the first thing about it.
Yeah.
So anyway, cool. I just want to ask Grace one more thing before we finish up here. Hey, Grace.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hi.
so what are you most looking forward to the rest of this season? Is there like a tournament or a game that you're most looking forward to the rest of this year?
Just getting out there and playing softball.
Just every time you have a chance, right? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. When do you play next?
This weekend.
All right. Well, hey, are you playing? Are you traveling again, or are you going to be like kind of home?
Well, we're traveling like a little bit.
To New Windsor.
It's
Yeah.
okay. Okay. Very good.
Not bad.
Well, hey, have fun with it. All right. And
Okay,
hit some more home runs.
Okay.
All righty. Thank you, Grace.
You're welcome.
All righty. That is Grace Morgan and her mother, Brianne. This is the Gary Ayd Show. Back after this here on The Cave.
Do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call. Because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at crazy low prices. They have access to great prices and discounts at over 500 different airlines. Plus 300,000 hotels and rental car companies. Their prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find the best price for you. Call SmartFares today and get ready to see the world with a fat wallet.
800-370-2460. 800-370-2460. 800-370-2460. That's 800-370-2460.
Come on, you watch the news. Be prepared to pay more taxes. Then if you owe back taxes or haven't filed in a few years, get ready. The IRS, the largest collection agency in the world, will be coming after you with the power to collect taxes by any means they want to. Hey, they can freeze your bank account, your passport, even your business. Oh, good times. Look, if the IRS claims you owe them $5,000 taxes and they're coming after you, don't panic. Call my friend's tax lawyer first. Their job is to negotiate with the IRS and save you money. They're experts at it. That's all they do, and you can trust them. In some cases, they have reduced a $50,000 tax bill to less than $1,000. If you owe the IRS $5,000 or more in back taxes, call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-649-8617. 800-649-8617. 800-649-8617. That's 800-649-8617.
Hey, what's going on? It's the Gary Ayd Show here on The Cave, Hour 2. Good to have you aboard. A lot more to get to in this second hour. Got a number of things, as a matter of fact. We'll start with some NFL draft coverage. We got the question of the day still to get to. So a lot of cool stuff to do this hour. We might even do two questions of the day. Let's start with the draft coverage. So I'm looking at this, and we're going to go kind of top down until we get through the local teams. I'm going to give you just a quick summary. Now, I'm going to be honest. This is a draft and a class of players I haven't followed that closely. So I don't know a lot about them. I know Bryce Young, who went number 1 overall. Carolina traded up, gave up DJ Moore and some draft picks to get him. Obviously, I know his great arm, his athleticism, and things of that nature. The big thing that I'm reading after the fact is a lot of people think he has the quote it factor. And so they believe that coupled with his physical tangibles offset his size. I have to tell you, and I know I sound like a simpleton, and I probably am with this topic, but I'm always leery of small quarterbacks. Always. I mean, think about the best quarterbacks in the NFL over the last, I don't know, let's say 25 years. Peyton Manning, 6'4", 6'5". Tom Brady, 6'3", 6'4". Aaron Rodgers. The one exception before we get through the rest of these, Drew Brees. Okay, so Drew Brees is the one exception. But you start looking at all these other ones. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, is what, about 6'2", 6'3", something like that. I think. How tall is Aaron Rodgers? I think he's about 6'3". 6'2". Okay, yep, 6'2". Okay. I mean, you start talking about Mahomes is a bigger guy. Josh Allen's huge. Ben Roethlisberger, Phillip Rivers, and Eli Manning were bigger guys. Like, I don't love the small quarterbacks. I don't. I'm not a fan. I worry about them being able to see over the line. That's the biggest thing, actually, because I mean, offensive and defensive linemen are 6'4" and above, 6'3" and above, almost uniformly. A lot of them are like 6'6". I mean, and defensive linemen especially are putting their hands up. It's not an easy thing, of course, with all the running out of the pocket and the scrambling and those type of things, the RPOs. Okay, fine, but still, it concerns me, and it always worries me. So this guy's 5'10". I mean, how has Murray looked so far? I don't know. I mean, these smaller guys, man, they concern me. They really do. I mean, before you go, well, what about Lamar Jackson? Lamar Jackson is bigger. Lamar Jackson's what? He's at least 6 foot, which isn't huge, but it's better than 5'10". Every inch counts. I mean, yeah, he's 6'2". He's 6'2". 6'2", 230. So, like, I don't know. I don't like these sub 6 quarterbacks. I really don't like quarterbacks much below 6'2". Drew Brees is like the lone exception. Russell Wilson's an interesting one. He's not tall either, but he, in my opinion, is a system quarterback. He's 5'11". He's a system quarterback. I think we saw that last year. He's about to get lucky for the second time. He's about to have another great offensive coach with Sean Payton, so he's probably going to look good again. But he needs a perfect system. And by the way, that's the same Sean Payton that turned Drew Brees into an all-timer at the undersized height. So I don't love it. All right, so we'll see. That's what Carolina chose to do. But I'm not rooting for them. CJ Stroud went second. This guy, obviously, this made a lot of sense going with him here for Houston. They need anything they can get, and he fits the bill better for me. He's 6'3". He's got a good arm. He's a strong kid. This one I like better. See, if I was Carolina, this is where I would have gone. But he's going with the Texans. Good luck to him. And then the Texans went crazy. They traded up 9 spots from 12 to 3. And they landed the guy that might be the best player in this draft, Will Anderson Jr., the edge rusher out of Alabama. So I'll tell you this much. If they manage to get both of these right, quarterback and edge rusher, this goes a long way to turning around a pretty garbage franchise. It really does. The Colts went with Anthony Richardson of Florida. Quarterback makes some sense. Broncos traded their pick to the Seahawks, of course, in the Russell Wilson trade. Seattle used that pick from the Broncos, number 5, on Devon Witherspoon of Illinois, the defensive back. The Cardinals, via a circus of trades from the Lions through the Rams and back again, pass go, collect $200, whatever the hell happened. They ended up picking 6, going with Paris Johnson Jr., offensive tackle out of Ohio State. This was not a great selection, according to a lot of draft experts. Most of the grading I'm seeing on this is somewhere between a C and a C+. The list I'm referencing right now is produced by Sporting News, and they gave it a C. So anyway, not a widely. Now let's go to the locals. Let's find ourselves how did the local teams do. Well, let's start here. First of all, a quick story. So the Green Bay Packers
had a offensive lineman back in the day named Bob Skoronsky. He played under Vince Lombardi, and his son Peter was taken in the draft today. I think he went 11th, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, he went 11th to Tennessee. And I'm looking at this last night in real time, and I was like, I wonder if that name Skoronsky, I wonder if they're related. And sure enough, he was related to Bob Skoronsky. And what was funny is I looked up Peter Skoronsky to see maybe if I could find that out, and that's where I found it out. But I also saw he was drafted by the Titans at the 11th pick in the 2023 draft. This was probably 20 minutes after it was announced on Wikipedia, so they don't mess around. Let's just leave it that way. Locally, the Jets, via the Packers pick, ended up with Will McDonald, an edge rusher out of Iowa State. Not a fan of this pick. This guy was maybe a second rounder. Does have good length and athleticism, but he's just a raw athlete and not much else. This was very concerning, and it got him a D grade, which, the Jets never draft well, so why should we be surprised here? I mean, they never draft well. They really don't. So let's go ahead here, scroll on down. The Giants picked 24th. They ended up with Deonte Banks, the defensive back. So I know Sean and Seth, who I was talking to yesterday, they're going to be happy. I wanted them to go receiver here, but they went defensive back. We'll see what they do in later rounds. And I guess people that know this better than I do said this is a good pick by both need on the team, and the skills of Banks are apparently very, very strong. So, you know what? We'll see. I still think the Giants and Jets desperately need receivers, both of them, but that's just my take on the whole situation. So there you have it. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick break. We'll come back. We got a lot more to get to. We got the question of the day, and then we have some NBA stuff. We might even do 2 questions of the day. That's what's on tap the rest of the way. It's the Gary Ayd Show, back after this here on The Cave.
Are you like me? You have health insurance, but you don't have dental insurance. Do you need to get to the dentist right away? Maybe you need an implant or some other major service. Well, I found a dental insurance plan that's just right for you. It's called Spirit Dental. Spirit Dental offers a $100 lifetime deductible, a huge network of dentists. And here's the best part. There's no waiting periods. Yeah, that means you can call right now and have real dental insurance for you and your family tomorrow and get that immediate coverage you want. Spirit Dental has plans for just a few dollars a day, up to $5,000 annual maximum, and coverage for implants. Whatever age you are, the dental insurance you need is a free phone call away. Now don't wait, and be sure to ask about Spirit's vision plan. Here's the number: 800-631-9229. 800-631-9229. That's 800-631-9229.
Hey friend, life happens and you need money. What do? You call the special toll-free number we're about to give you. We will send you a link to your phone with details on how you can loan up to $5,000. Couldn't you use $5,000 to pay for your rent, pay grocery bills, get your car repaired, or whatever you need? It's up to you. We don't care. We're just here to lend you the money. And we'll lend people money with good, bad, or no credit at all. Of course, some terms and conditions apply, and you'll see those on the link we're going to send you. So if you need up to $5,000 maybe as soon as the next business day, call this number right now. We will text you a free link with details.
Paid for by Money Mutual. Call 800-586-7112. 800-586-7112. 800-586-7112. That's 800-586-7112.
Coffee Lovers Middletown is now officially home to the home run of our favorite beverage, Days Coffee. Days patented blend contains approximately 85% less caffeine than other coffees, which makes it better for you, yet unlike decaf coffee, still gives you that great pickup and tastes amazing. Formulated by a retired cancer pathologist, Dr. Grant Lee, Days Coffee is fermented with a patented enzyme that until now required a complex and thus expensive sourcing and production process. With Dr. Lee's formulation, this enzyme's great health benefits can now be brought to your cup quicker, easier, and cheaper than ever before. Here's how you get a hold of this game-changing cup of joe. Go over to radioonlydeals.com and get a $4 gift certificate to Days Coffee for just $2. That's radioonlydeals.com to buy your single-use digital gift certificate for Days Coffee. Radioonlydeals.com. That's radioonlydeals.com. Enjoy the preferred coffee of the Gary Ayd Show. Enjoy Days Coffee.
Go for the draft, but stay for the food. I am KO, back in 1 minute with your sports question of the day.
Would you like to hear better for as little as 10 cents a day? Now you can with the all-new Audion hearing aids. The average hearing aid lasts about 3 years. Ours, at only $99 a pair, means you're paying as little as 10 cents a day to hear better. And to make things even better, we'll give you a 45-day money-back guarantee. Skip the doctor and get hearing aids delivered straight to your door. We've eliminated all the middlemen to offer you a factory direct price of only $99 a pair. Join over 300,000 people just like you who took advantage of our 45-day trial offer. Now you can hear better too for just 10 cents a day. Call now and order your $99 pair of Audion hearing aids with a 45-day money-back guarantee. Plus, get free 3 to 5 day shipping.
800-226-1471. 800-226-1471. 800-226-1471. That's 800-226-1471.
This year's NFL Draft will be held near Union Station in Kansas City, Missouri. Inside Hooks, Evan Blyer recommends fans go for the 88th edition of the draft, but stay for all that Kansas City has to offer, especially the good food and drink. KC coach Andy Reid and tight end Travis Kelce both recommend Q39 for barbecue. Think burnt ends mac and cheese and stick to your fingers ribs. Question: what are you planning to nosh on during the draft? Nachos, barbecue, or pizza?
Obviously, we probably should have done this question yesterday, but there are additional rounds. I don't know if they're as party heavy, but I'll tell you what I ate last night. It was meat pies, Syrian delicacy. So not your typical draft day food, but normally if I'm doing a draft party, certainly beer, usually craft beer. There's a number of great breweries around here. Most of you probably know some of them. So there's a great beer stores. So it's a lot of options. And then normally I would do wings, maybe some ribs, and perhaps some pizza. Those would be like the three things I would do. Or maybe meatballs if I want that sauce kind of fix of pizza. So definitely wings, definitely ribs, and usually a third thing, either a sandwich or pizza, something like that. Those Italian combo sandwiches are always good. Depends how many people you're having over and how many people are going to be around. But for me, those are my go-tos. Definitely wings and definitely ribs. And then you can kind of have the third option. You have a few different things to choose from. I've never been to Kansas City. It's a place I've long wanted to go. It's definitely on my high list of places. That and Milwaukee are two. The top of my list, maybe even at the top of my list. Memphis is another one. But yeah, that's that. I mean, it's no surprise that Andy Reid would have some food recommendations, right? And it's no surprise that Kansas City would have a boatload of great food. I mean, they're known for that. We know that. Really, really good stuff. I've often said this about the culinary world. There's very few things that are as artistically amazing as a good cook, as a good chef, as a good food purveyor. I mean, you go and look at a beautiful plate of food, that's artwork at its finest, and you get to eat it. It's like you don't have to stare at the wall. You don't have to, have a place to hang it or keep it. No, you get to eat that artwork. It's the best form, most epic form of great art is done in the kitchen, not on a canvas.
That's what I think. And I know Andy Reid agrees with me. Maybe Travis Kelce agrees with me too. What are your favorites? Drop us a line in the chat if you want to. Your favorite draft foods. If I'm going to rank them, 1 is wings. Naked, crispy naked with blue cheese on the side. Number 2 is ribs. Number 3 is probably pizza. Number 4, I think, is probably a nice Italian combo. And number 5, go a few different ways. Meatballs are always good. Spaghetti and meatballs type of thing. Sausage and peppers is a good option. The first 4 are musts. Like I always have wings and or ribs, but I don't do ribs in the barbecue fashion as much. I'm a dry rub guy. I use a recipe my dad used when I was growing up, and I just love it. First of all, it's baby back ribs, not St. Louis style. That's a big important factor. And the second thing is you have to only keep the seasoning very basic. I use salt and garlic powder. I know it sounds overly simple, but it produces a great crust, a great flavor, and you really taste the meat this way. You can make it on the grill. A charcoal grill is better, or in the oven, finish on a broil. It's awesome. So wings, ribs, must have. Number 3 is probably also close to a must have, and that being some type of a Italian combo or something. Good stuff. I love a good Italian combo or pizza. Those are 3 and 4. And then you can kind of play around with number 5. I think at that point 5 is really just a beer. You have to have the beer, right? You gotta have the beer. That's a must for the draft. So good stuff. Great question today. Really is a great question. All right, let's take another break. We'll come back. We'll talk a little NBA and we'll continue on from there. It's the Gary Ayd Show here on The Cave.
Are you like me? You have health insurance, but you don't have dental insurance. Do you need to get to the dentist right away? Maybe you need an implant or some other major service. Well, I found a dental insurance plan that's just right for you. It's called Spirit Dental. Spirit Dental offers a $100 lifetime deductible, a huge network of dentists. And here's the best part. There's no waiting periods. Yeah, that means you can call right now and have real dental insurance for you and your family tomorrow and get that immediate coverage you want. Spirit Dental has plans for just a few dollars a day, up to $5,000 annual maximum, and coverage for implants. Whatever age you are, the dental insurance you need is a free phone call away. Now don't wait, and be sure to ask about Spirit's vision plan. Here's the number: 800-631-9229. 800-631-9229. That's 800-631-9229.
Hey friend, life happens and you need money. What do? You call the special toll-free number we're about to give you. We will send you a link to your phone with details on how you can loan up to $5,000. Couldn't you use $5,000 to pay for your rent, pay grocery bills, get your car repaired, or whatever you need? It's up to you. We don't care. We're just here to lend you the money. And we'll lend people money with good, bad, or no credit at all. Of course, some terms and conditions apply, and you'll see those on the link we're going to send you. So if you need up to $5,000 maybe as soon as the next business day, call this number right now. We will text you a free link with details.
Paid for by Money Mutual. Call 800-586-7112. 800-586-7112. 800-586-7112. That's 800-586-7112.
All righty, we're back here on the Gary Ayd Show. So a few good things to get our teeth into tonight. Some NBA action. We haven't talked any basketball yet today. It's time to change that. Talking some NBA. And there's a couple of games on tonight. First of all, Boston finally did close out Atlanta yesterday using a 14-point run to kind of get it done. And now you have what is probably, in my opinion, the determining series of the NBA playoffs between the Celtics and the 76ers. It's my opinion that the winner of this series will ultimately hoist the Larry O'Brien trophy. I think that is pretty much where I'm feeling. I think these are the two best teams left, and I expect the winner of this series to ultimately go all the way. So we'll get into more of that next week. But for tonight, we have two games still in round one. You have Sacramento and Golden State, Warriors with a chance to close out. And you have the Lakers hosting the Grizzlies in game 6 in LA, Lakers with a chance to close out. So in both cases, the lower seeds are in a position to close out at home in game 6s. And should that happen, I believe they're going to play each other in the next round. Yeah, they would. So the winner of these two, if Golden State and LA win tonight, they will play each other in round 2 of the Western Conference playoffs. I feel better about I feel good about both of these teams' chances tonight, to be honest with you. I think I think Sacramento blew their best chance at winning this series in game 5. I really do. I think now going to game 6 in Golden State is so good at home. They have been all year. And Sacramento with a reeling De'Aaron Fox with that broken finger on his shooting hand, I just don't see it. I think the Warriors got another lucky break, and I think they're going to capitalize on it. I expect them to close out Sacramento tonight. The one thing that Sacramento could do to extend this series is, can Sabonis truly win his matchup against Looney? And what that means is he's going to outscore Looney. We know that. But can he keep Looney from dominating the boards? You know, he has been such a force. I tell you, him and Mitchell Robinson for the Knicks have both been so great on the boards in this first round of the playoffs in their respective series. It's really a lot. And if Looney is going to dominate the boards like that, Golden State's not going to lose, because you give them that many extra chances, they're going to beat you. It's really that simple. So my big question is, can the combination of Sabonis and anyone else on that front line for Sacramento, can they hold their own blocking out? That, if they can win that, I think they'll win this game. I really think this comes down to preventing Golden State from getting second chance points, limiting your turnovers. Really basic fundamentals. I think if you limit your turnovers, prevent them from getting second chance points, and ideally turn them over, Golden State's going to turn over the ball. They're a turnover prone team. They have been all year. So that's just going to happen. But these other two things, the Kings have to win those battles to win this game, because, and then the third thing I'm going to say is, who can really step up for De'Aaron Fox? Fox is playing hurt, broken finger on his shooting hand. He's not going to be the same. Can we get a Kevin Huerter sighting? Can he make a big difference? Can Mitchell make some points? Or maybe Harrison Barnes. We know Murray's going to produce. If you're the Kings, you need points from somewhere other than Fox. Efficient points. I think Huerter's the best option for that. So we'll see how it plays out. All right. As far as the second matchup, Lakers and Grizzlies, they're a different kind of group to me. I think that they're the Grizzlies are a weird team. They're shooting free throws really well in this series. They were awful at it all year. Neither team is shooting really well from the three. Both are in the low 30s. This game, I think, could go either way. I like the Lakers' chances, but it's possible the Grizzlies figured something out. Remember, they are a 2 seed and the Lakers are a 7. Right? So let's not forget that. People like to just automatically discredit the regular season. I don't do that. It's why I'm not really a buyer on the Heat just yet, despite their first round heroics. Well, despite Jimmy Butler's first round heroics. I believe the totality of your work over 5 months or whatever the regular season is, in 82 games, means something. It's indicative of something. And for me, I just don't believe in Miami.
And I don't believe Memphis is this bad team, pushover team that a lot of people have portrayed them to be. I think the Lakers have played really good at times in this series. I think the Grizzlies are a very good team. They responded in a way that Cleveland, for example, didn't. In a way that Brooklyn didn't. In a way that even Milwaukee didn't. They responded. And I really think if you're a fan of the Kings or of the Grizzlies, you want to see that tonight. Can they respond? Are they ready to push this to the next level? I have to say the Lakers are going to win though. I have to assume the Lakers are going to be the team that comes out tonight. Anthony Davis is playing great. LeBron's going to be better. He had a bad game in Game 5. The question you have for both of these teams, whichever team marches on and plays the winner of Sacramento or Golden State, most likely Golden State, you're going to be at a significant shooting disadvantage. So the question is, how do you make up for that? Can you get hot? Unlikely, because like I said, your record is your record. Your body of work does suggest something. So what do you do? Can you make it up with there's a few ways you can make up shooting. Offensive rebounds is the best way. Lakers are probably better positioned to do that against the Warriors than the Kings are against the Grizzlies would be, excuse me. And as far as the other series, I think that it's hard. I mean, the Lakers to me have a better chance of out rebounding Golden State. They just do. And I think that's one way to really, I guess you could say, overcome those difficulties. Now, if let's say Sacramento was playing the Lakers, I would say at that point, you're going to win the rebounding battle if you're the Lakers. But now you have to ask yourself, can we get enough shots to go in to keep up with that team? That's the bigger question. If Memphis advances and plays Golden State, I think that's a terrible matchup for the Grizzlies. I don't see them having much success at all against that Golden State team. They're not going to outshoot them. They're not going to out-rebound them most likely. Looney is a far better rebounder than anyone on the Grizzlies with Steven Adams on the shelf. Jaren Jackson would be the one guy. He's going to have to really be great. I think this is going to that would be a tough matchup. I think for the Warriors, assuming you finish off the Kings in one of these next two games, you're rooting to play Memphis. I think the Lakers are a much bigger threat to the Warriors, whereas I think the Grizzlies are probably a tougher matchup for the Kings. But I think either way, my prediction in these games, I think the Kings are going to probably lose tonight. And I also think the Grizzlies lose tonight. I think both of these series end tonight in 6 with the two lower seeds closing it out. And then that begs the question, and this I don't know, but when was the last time, assuming they advance, you're going to have three teams in the round of 8, Final Four in both conferences, who are 6, 7, or 8 seeds. 3 of them. So almost half of the remaining field will be 6 seeds or below, including 1-8. That's of course Miami. When was the last time we will have seen that? And then even more so, you're only going to have
Denver's a 1. Phoenix was what, a 3 or a 4? Because let's see, the 2 seed was it Phoenix in the West? Let's see. No, Phoenix was a 4 seed. Memphis is the 2. Right. So if Memphis loses in the second round, you're going to have 3 seeds of 6, 7, and 8, one of each. Warriors, Lakers, and Bucks. And then you're going to have just the Nuggets as the 1 seed. Of course, Milwaukee's out. The 2 seed in Boston. And that's it. So you're only going to have 2 seeds of 1 or 2 out of the remaining 8. Pretty crazy. Really is. In a league that tends to be top heavy, in a league that tends to be chalk in the playoffs, you're going to have 6 of the 8 seeds in the round of 8 are going to be between 4 and 8. 3 of them are going to be 6, 7, and 8. That's pretty wild. It really is if you think about it. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We got an extra question of the day. It's the Gary Ayd Show here on The Cave.
Do you own a timeshare? Well, face the facts. You made a mistake. You made a bad purchase. A timeshare is not an investment. It's a money pit that continues forever. If you use your timeshare, that's great. But if you don't and you want to legally get out of your contract, call my friends right now at the Timeshare Exit Hotline. They're an experienced team of lawyers who help good people like you get out of a timeshare contract that they just don't want. Don't throw away your money on maintenance fees. Use it for things you really want. We can help you end your timeshare contract and stop the money drain immediately. If you're ready to move on with your timeshare, call our team right now.
Cancel your timeshare now with a free call. 800-741-9557. 800-741-9557. 800-741-9557. That's 800-741-9557. If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. Ouch! Well, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers. If you administer insulin 3 or more times per day or use an insulin pump, call now and learn how a CGM can help you.
Painless. No more pricking my finger.
No finger pricks.
Convenience. They delivered it free and they took care of all the paperwork.
You can reduce pain right away. Plus, it's accurate, easy to use, and helps you spend more time in range. And if you have insurance, you can get a new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. Call now and get free shipping of your new CGM. Plus, we'll bill your insurance for you. 800-826-5884. 800-826-5884. 800-826-5884. That's 800-826-5884.
There is a 5K for that. I am KO, back in 1 minute with your sports question of the day.
Would you like to hear better for as little as 10 cents a day? Now you can with the all-new Audion hearing aids. The average hearing aid lasts about 3 years. Ours, at only $99 a pair, means you're paying as little as 10 cents a day to hear better. And to make things even better, we'll give you a 45-day money-back guarantee. Skip the doctor and get hearing aids delivered straight to your door. We've eliminated all the middlemen to offer you a factory direct price of only $99 a pair. Join over 300,000 people just like you who took advantage of our 45-day trial offer. Now you can hear better too for just 10 cents a day. Call now and order your $99 pair of Audion hearing aids with a 45-day money-back guarantee. Plus, get free 3 to 5 day shipping.
800-226-1471. 800-226-1471. 800-226-1471. That's 800-226-1471.
Even the most enthusiastic athletes among us can fall into a rut. If you fall into that category, fear not. Guardian contributor Sarah Phillips has a fix. She says all you need to do is mix it up a little and your motivation will return. Phillips recommends cranking up the tunes, working out with friends, or signing up for something new, like a naked 5K. Options include the Skinny Dipper Sun Run, the Wiggle Jiggle and Giggle, and the Bear As You Dare. Question: would you or would you not run a 5K in your birthday suit?
Oh my goodness. This has to be some kind of boomer invention. No disrespect to our older audience members, but anyone that's ever gone to a gym knows this. If you go to like a YMCA, right, and it has a locker room, like the one I used to go to in the city does, and the one in Middletown does. The one in the city especially, anyone that was over the age of about 60, just walk around in the buff, just talking to people. Like, how's your day? Oh, I just did my taxes. I'm going to see my grandkids, and I got to go to the grocery store. And like, dude, you're naked. Like, I don't want to just have a conversation with you right now. It's like, we're not just sitting in a coffee shop over tea and just shooting the breeze. Put some damn clothes on. It used to drive me crazy. Like, man, we're all dudes in here. This is, of course, back when there were only dudes and girls, but that's a different story. And generally, we don't want to see you naked. Like, okay, you're changing, you're getting out of the shower. What, you're going to be naked for a minute? Fine, whatever. But, like, don't go around, like, having a conversation. So people, like, do this with strangers. I guess it's a thing. So, as much as I'm surprised to hear about these these competitions, what kind of competition we having, that's a different story, but I guess I'm not shocked with my own prior experience with the story I just relayed. But this happened every day. I go three, 4 times a week to the Y, play basketball before work, and next thing I know, I'm going to shower and getting changed, and guys are just standing around talking for 10, 15, 20 minutes, both of them naked, just chilling. Like, my goodness. It's crazy. So, would I do this? Probably not. I don't have a burning desire to go hang out with other random naked strangers. I guess that's something that hits you when you're in your 60s or above. That's what it seems like to me. My goodness. What a crazy world. What a crazy thing. Really is just insane. So anyway, I get a kick out of this stuff. I really do, because people really don't care. It's true. As you get older, you care about less and less, and when you reach a certain point where you just don't care about anything, and this has to be like near the top of that no craps given mountain, right? This has to be near the top. My goodness. Oh man, people are nuts. They're really crazy. Oh man. All right. Well, we're going to wrap up a little early today. We will see you again on Monday. Thanks for tuning in. It's the Gary Ayd Show. See you then here on The Cave.